Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now, Browns fans. The quarterback situation in Cleveland just got a whole lot more complicated and honestly a little messy. It's one of those stories that's going to send shockwaves through the fan base, and it's definitely something to keep your eyes on as we head into the offseason. So buckle up, because what's happening behind the scenes could shape the next few seasons for the Browns and quite possibly the entire AFC North. Let's start with the current state of our quarterback room. It's been a roller coaster, to say the least. We've seen flashes of promise from Shedeur Snaders, the rookie out of Colorado, but it's clear he's still learning and adjusting to the NFL level. The offensive line has been a problem all season long, often giving our quarterbacks little time to breathe or make plays. That's not just frustrating, it's a recipe for inconsistency. Snaders, despite his talent, has faced a tough environment to develop in, and you can see the struggles. But there's more to the story, and it involves the veteran quarterback, Deshaun Watson. After returning from injury and trying to find his rhythm, Watson's situation has become even more uncertain. Recently, Mary Kay Cabot, one of our most trusted NFL insiders, dropped a bombshell report that the Browns are considering starting Deshaun Watson in 2026. Yeah, you heard that right. The team is already thinking ahead that far, and that kind of planning isn't common unless there are serious questions about the immediate future. This line lit up social media feeds, and fans didn't hold back with their reactions. The mood ranges from frustration to hope, but one thing's clear. Cleveland's quarterback picture is anything but stable right now. One fan summed up the raw emotion perfectly on X, formerly Twitter, saying, "Get Shedeur out of this poverty franchise." That's a pretty harsh critique, but it reflects the frustration many Browns fans feel about the team's current state and the hope that our young quarterback can develop into a true franchise guy. The truth is, Cleveland has struggled to find consistent quarterback play for years, and every new name or rumor sparks a fire among the fan base. The report from Cabot and others made it plain. If Shedeur Snaders doesn't show he's ready, the Browns might be willing to roll with Watson again in 2026, even if that means paying a hefty price. Watson, at 30 years old, has been a polarizing figure for Browns fans. We all remember the hype when we traded for him, the expectations of him leading us back to playoff glory. But injuries, inconsistency, and now the whispers about his future have created doubts. Still, the Browns have invested a lot in Watson, over $40 million per year in salary cap space, a hefty commitment that makes moving on costly. Fans' reactions have been intense and emotional. Some argue that Watson deserves a shot to prove he's still got it, especially given the contract we handed him. One supporter said, "The Browns will start Watson in 2026. They aren't paying him over $40 million to sit on the sidelines." That's an understandable stance. If you're shelling out that kind of cash, you want to see results on the field. Others, however, are less optimistic. One fan expressed disappointment, saying, "If Watson starts next year, I'm not watching loudly crying face." That shows how divided the fan base truly is, caught between hope for the future and frustration with the present. There's also the pragmatic side. Some fans are pointing out that if the Browns don't address the offensive line better, it won't matter who's under center. You can have the best quarterback in the league, but if he's constantly under pressure, it's all for nothing. That's a valid point because Cleveland's line has been a sieve at times, and protecting our quarterbacks is priority number one. The concern is that if the Browns keep betting on Watson without fixing the line, we might be stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. Yet amidst all the noise, there are fans who emphasize the roster's merit and the talent that Watson still possesses. One supporter mentioned, "He's the best QB on the roster and better than anyone they could draft right now. This is a no-brainer." That kind of logic suggests that, despite the doubts, Watson remains the top option if the Browns are serious about winning now. But that leads to the bigger question. How much longer can Cleveland afford to keep relying on a quarterback who's been riddled with injuries and inconsistency? And what about Snaders? Is he truly the future or just a placeholder until the organization decides to go in a different direction? This is where the real debate begins. The Browns are at a crossroads. Do they double down on Watson, pay the price to keep him, and hope he recovers his form? Or do they give Snaders more time to develop and build the offense around him? The big catch is the financial and contractual implications. Moving on from Watson would come with a hefty price tag, possibly eating into the resources needed to build a more complete team. The Browns' front office has already shown that they're willing to spend big, but they also need to be smart about their investments. What makes this all even more intriguing is that the Browns aren't just thinking about next season. They're planning for 2026. That's a long-term outlook that indicates the team isn't just chasing short-term wins anymore. They're weighing their options carefully, trying to balance the potential of Snaders with the proven, albeit inconsistent, experience of Watson. And let's be honest, this kind of decision is the stuff of NFL front offices. It's about risk, reward, and the kind of patience that can make or break a franchise. Fans are already divided on what the right move is. Some want to see Watson get another shot because they believe in his talent and the investment made. Others think it's time to see what Snaders can do, especially if the offensive line gets better. Cleveland's front office will have to decide whether to prioritize the here and now or to invest in the long-term development of the young quarterback. It's a challenging balancing act, and the pressure is mounting. Looking at the broader picture, the AFC North is getting more competitive by the year. The Bengals are trending upward with Joe Burrow. The Ravens are always a tough out with Lamar Jackson, and the Steelers aren't far behind with their solid defense and emerging offense. Cleveland needs to find stability at quarterback if they want to be serious contenders. That's why this decision about Watson and Snaders isn't just about the next season. It's about the future of the franchise. And let's not forget, Cleveland fans are some of the most passionate in the league. We've been through a lot, lean years, exciting moments, and hope that never truly dies. The quarterback debate is just the latest chapter in this ongoing story. Whether you're rooting for Snaders to develop into the next franchise QB or hoping Watson can return to form and lead us to a deep playoff run, one thing is for sure. Browns fans are invested and we want what's best for our team. The offseason will be crucial. The Browns' front office will have to navigate salary cap considerations, evaluate talent, and make tough choices. This isn't just about filling a position. It's about setting the foundation for a team that can compete at the highest level. Will they bet on the youth and potential of Snaders? Or will they stick with Watson, hoping that he can rediscover his form and be the leader Cleveland needs? Whatever happens, you can bet that Browns fans will be glued to every move, every rumor, and every report coming out of Berea. So as we look ahead, remember, the quarterback position has always been the most scrutinized and debated spot in the NFL. For Cleveland, it's no different. But one thing remains clear. Our passion for the Browns is unwavering, and we're ready for whatever the future holds. We're a franchise with a storied history, and our best days are still ahead. Whether it's Snaders growing into a star or Watson rewriting his story, Cleveland fans will be here cheering loud and proud. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news.